Hello, I'm Jonathan Dunsky, author of the Adam Lapid Mysteries. On this channel, I talk about crime fiction that I read and enjoyed. And today I'd like to tell you about Bullets and Fire by Joe R. Lansdale. Bullets and Fire is a short story in the crime fiction genre. And Joe R. Lansdale is a highly prolific and eclectic writer. He writes crime fiction, fantasy, horror, all sorts of imaginative and speculative fiction, and he has produced a prodigious body of work, both novels and short stories. And he's just one of these guys who seems to have been born to write because he has this natural language, easy prose, and it seems like he is just a reservoir of stories, both realistic and weird and imaginative. Now, this short story, Bullets and Fire, is not where I would tell you to begin your Joe R. Lansdale journey. He has written better stuff and longer stuff, and I would choose one of his novels to begin with, like Cold in July or the Hap and Leonard series. But this short story is still a lot of fun, and I think it does show the level of Lansdale's talent. So let me tell you a bit about it, and then you'll be able to decide if this is something that you want to read. So the story involves the hero of the story is a young black man who is being initiated into a gang, into a criminal gang. And to be accepted, he needs to show them that he has the stuff. And what does that mean? It means that he needs to show that he has the sort of character that allows him to do violent and cruel things. And his mission is basically to beat up just a random young girl on the street and steal her wallet, which he does. And the wallet contains just $5. It's a meaningless robbery, and he just hurt this girl for basically no reason other than his wish to be accepted into this gang. Now, the hero didn't always have to end up where he did. He lived with his father and brother, and his father sort of kept the house well, and his brother was a very good and ambitious guy, a very straight guy, a law-abiding citizen, and our hero looked up to his brother. But what happened is that his brother worked in a sort of convenience store or something like that, and he was robbed and brutally murdered while on the job. His father, heartbroken, took his own life a short while later, leaving our hero alone, very angry, without family, without really any friends, and just furious at the world in general. So now our hero is past his initiation, and he's being accepted into this gang, and the two gang members who basically initiated him, they tell him about their own initiation, and he realizes that their initiation was murdering his brother in that convenience store, and they did so in a rather brutal and gruesome fashion. So now the story turns into a vengeance story in which our hero is set up or sets out to enact vengeance on not just these two guys, but on the whole structure of this gang, which led to his brother's death and his own spiritual and moral disintegration by him beating this girl up. So I won't tell you the rest of the story, but I will say that the story is very violent and gruesomely so, brutal. There are a lot of sort of nasty descriptions. So if this is something that you don't like, this is not the story for you. But the story is also very well written, and Lansdale seems to have, or he created a voice for this character, and from the way he speaks, the way he thinks, the language that he uses, and sort of the cadence of his sentences, that portrays him as or depicts him as a full and well-rounded character. So the writing and the flow of the story are excellent. But apart from the vengeance and the sort of let's say partial repentance, or not partial, the repentance of our character, at least in terms of what he did to the girl, there's no other stuff. There's nothing else. So this is a very straightforward story, one you can read fairly quickly. It's not long. It's very well written, very violent, a lot of action, a lot of blood. So you'll need to decide whether this is for you. I enjoyed it. And if you're looking for something that's very short to read, just you want to experience a short story, this one is a pretty good choice. And I'll leave a link in the description below to where you can find a copy of the story. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.